Hello, everybody, and welcome to what is not technically the first episode because when we get rolling, it's going to have a way different format. So, we're going to call this the Prelude episode of what I am starting and calling the Big Brother Mana podcast. So, I'm going to take a little bit of time in this prelude prologue episode to let you know what this is, let you know who I am, and let you know what we're going to do on this podcast and on these videos and on the show. Um, so, to explain the name a little, and to give like a prelude foreshadow to what I'll talk about afterwards about what we're going to do here. You ever hear someone say like the mom friend or like the dad friend, and they take care of everyone, the grandma friend energy? Um, I was in conversation and explained myself as having big brother energy. Um, and what I meant by that is that as a person, I feel like I'm very protective of my family, my friends, the people around me, their family and friends. And not only am I very protective of everyone around me, but I'm just rooting very hard for everyone around me. And to me, that's what Big Brother energy feels like, is just constantly on your side, beefing you up, picking you up when you're down, protecting you against the ones who aren't, sharing your victories like they're my own. Well, not to take credit, but you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm happy being happy for you. And the step that took into the title of this show is I am, and a lot of people that probably come on the show are a gamer. And big gaming term for energy is mana. And if you're wondering why it's spelled with two N's in the name, it's a pun on my last name, and the people who know it will be like, "Oh yeah," and the people who don't can sit there and try to figure it out. Because we'll see if this takes off before we start giving my real life info out. God, if I said like 30 times already, doesn't matter. I already restarted once. We're not doing it again. This is just a quick get to know you introduction, prelude, prologue before the story goes on. Before the show goes on, introductory pod. So, my name is Johnny. On Twitch and YouTube and the internet, I have a very crazy gamer tag of What That Meowth Do. uh, Sometimes I regret it, but but I love a good pun. I love Pokemon. I'm a gamer. I've been gaming since as long as I can remember. I think the first game I remember playing is Kirby's Adventure or Punch Out, either one, on the NES, my dad's NES, which later became mine. I've been gaming ever since, and I'm 35 now. Yep, I'm old. That's also rip that bandage off real fast. I'm old. I've been gaming for a long time. Big Nintendo guy, although I do it all. I have an Xbox, I have a PlayStation, I currently using a computer. um PC Master Race, no. But seriously, consider myself a big Nintendo guy just because that's what I started with, just as I mentioned seconds ago. Some of my favorite games are the Portal games, the BioShock games, Banjo Kazooie on the N64. Kirby's Adventure is probably my one of one favorite game of all time. Uh, so not only am I a big video gamer, but I'm also a massive tabletop gamer. So again, I do get down with Magic, which brought me from Big Brother Energy to Big Brother Mana, which then got punned with my name. It's You heard that part. Um, yeah, I love Magic. I love games like Dice Throne. I love going to PAX East every year and just trying new games that are coming out and like finding people with looking for group signs and just playing games with them and just I truly think I do love tabletop gaming more than I love video gaming. It's just it's not always as accessible because you need a group and like I mentioned a few minutes ago, I am old. I am old, the friends in my life, we all have our own jobs, we all have our own families. Some of my friends have kids, and we actually have a Magic Day coming up that we planned about a month and a half in advance and it's finally almost here. So if you're a younger person listening, this is what you have to look forward to. Scheduling nightmares when you try to have fun. When you want to have a good time with your friends, when you want to throw together a board game night. So yep, I'm a big gamer, both video and board. Probably more of board, but I play plenty of video games, trust me. Um, watch a lot of Twitch and YouTube, honestly. Pointing to the wrong spot on my hood. The wrong spot on my shirt. I don't even have the hoodie on. Is you know it, but I won't put anybody on the spot and act like I'm trying to leech off them by saying their name. We'll edit that out. We probably won't edit that out. Yeah, I said to myself I didn't need to put down a list of what I was gonna say, but I was wrong. So my first promise is to be more organized next time. But yeah, not only am I a gamer, I am also a big musician. I think I was around 14 or 15 when I really got into music heavily, like listening to music and figuring out my favorite bands and genres and um had two friends. Go figure. One of them played drums, one of them played guitar. So if I started playing bass, we had a band. How easy is that, right? We had a band. Um yeah, and so I did that. I got my whole family for one of my birthdays, probably like I don't even remember what year, honestly, but I was a teen. Um just chip in, they'd be like a starter bass and amp for a birthday. Um and the three of us were really into not even the band as a whole because I don't think to this day I know more of their songs, but there was a song called Saturday. um and I want to say the band was Vendetta Red. If I'm wrong, then this is the second thing I should joke about cutting and then not cut. A little more awkward than fishing around for the logo on what I called the hoodie when it was a t-shirt. No, I'm pretty positive that was it. And we had no official singer or microphones. So we would play Saturday by Vendetta Red, and I would sing the lyrics as loud as I physically could, just pure throat and lungs. Just belting out Vendetta Red's Saturday over us playing it for two or three friends. That was our band. That was my first band. I don't think we ever came up with a name. I think some girl we knew said we were mean to one of the third dude. Like two was mean to the third dude. Broke us up like Yoko Ono. We were young. We were impressionable by girls. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I kept playing music, and I spent most of my 20s in was metal bands at first, but then as I got older, I did more like punk bands and ska bands. And if you are interested in hearing anything I've been in, then you can just reach out for that info. We're not gonna list every project I ever did right here, but just to give an idea of who I am before we give an idea of what we'll be doing here on the pod, is just I'm a big musician. I still am. I'm in a band currently. I tell you the name of this band, but we don't have one yet. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for not one, not two, but 3 to 5 songs that we're currently recording. Hopefully with names. I am also, and most importantly, in what is really gonna drive this project forward as I do it for real and not just ramble in what I call a prelude, is I am a huge mental health advocate. I myself struggled with mental health very, very heavily when I was younger. Just to be blunt, rip the band-aid off when I was younger, I did consider the S word. I don't know what can and can't be said on any platform, so just to not bar myself from anything, we're gonna keep it like that for now. And as I get braver, we'll use real words because this is a place for honesty. This is a place for talking about what makes us uncomfortable, talking about mental health. Because again, I am an advocate. I have been there. Not too long ago, I got so stressed out, I picked up and moved to the other side of the country, left everything here, left everyone here, and then between the people I met there and COVID, I got so stressed out, I came running back. So if you struggle with mental health, if you think about these things, if you think about running away, if you think about dark things, the first thing I need you to know is I have been there. The next thing I need you to know is I still unfortunately go there, and text somebody, call somebody. The world is at your fingertips, and yeah, it's scary because you don't want people to react poorly. But to give you a harsh truth, and a harsh truth I've learned, you don't need anyone that reacts poorly. You don't need anyone that makes you feel bad for being you, and you don't need anyone who brings any hurt into your life. And I understand mistakes happen, and I'm not saying don't forgive a soul, but don't get walked all over, and just know when it's time to cut the cord. you know? But enough about who you should stay away from. You know who you need, you know who you have. And if you truly feel like you have no one, you have me, and reach out to me. Um, I tried to start a brand called EXP Up Apparel, which was supposed to be for gamers, and everything was supposed to have like positive mental health vibes and positive messaging, and proceeds were going to go to charities. I spent 2 years probably doing giveaways, talking to like streamers and content creators, asking them to wear my stuff, tell their friends, going to like PAX, Comic Cons, handing stuff out, saying, "Hey, just shoot a follow to thank me. If people ask you, you got it. Just send them that way." Did not take off as fast as I would have liked it to. I just don't have the money to give stuff for free anymore. Um, so that is kind of on pause, although it's not over. Like I haven't given up on it yet. It's just I just need a good place to take off a second time from, I guess. But since the issue of mental health is important to me and I am an advocate, what I am going to do in the meantime, and without any cost for my own pocket so far. I mean, we've only been doing this for 13 minutes, but so far, free. For free, I'm going to do this podcast where I'm going to display my principles of Big Brother energy and mental health awareness and growth and just positivity and vibes. High five. If I didn't post a video of that, that's really awkward. But if I did post a video for this, you get it. How many ums is that? I was the best man at my sister's wedding. For her husband, not my sister didn't have a best man. She had bridesmaids and stuff. And I just knew what I wanted to say, and I just stood up and I just belted it out, and it went great. And I thought I was gonna do the same here, and maybe I am. I don't know. Doesn't feel as smooth. um, but this is probably gonna be a low note, low structure podcast. to kind of segue into what I hope to be doing here. Um, and what I hope to be doing here is every episode have a guest on. I don't want to say new guests because if people want to like come on every so often and vibe, then I welcome that, and I want that. So I don't want to say a new person, but I am also going to try to alternate people in and out and get different perspectives and different people of different genres, and you get the point. But anyway, every episode I will have somebody on, and just in case we just look at each other and say nothing, I will have some questions just prepared. But realistically, I just want to just have a conversation with someone. And this someone might be a gamer I know, a creator I know, an athlete I know, a musician I know, a member of my friends or family. Just someone that I appreciate, I believe in, I root for, I worry about, I protect. Benefactors of my big brother energy, my big brother mana. Um, Probably a lot of gamers and content creators because I used to Twitch, not well. Like I never got big, but I did do it semi consistently at a point in my life, and I've met some, and I watch a lot, and I just am really happy for the people I know and like the goals they've set and reached, and I want to have those people on and talk about that. But in the same length, I do know musicians and athletes and wrestlers, and if I can get them on, then I'm gonna do it. And this will probably be like pretty game focused because I am a gamer and I know gamers. But I'm a nerd, and to me, the deepest meaning of nerd is just someone that's really passionate about something. So to me, sports are very nerdy. Wrestling's very well. I mean, wrestling's very nerdy, whether you think wrestling or sports are nerdy or not. Music's nerdy, and I just want to have these people on, and I'm gonna have them just talk, talk about what they've been doing, what they've accomplished, what they feel like they could have accomplished if they haven't, what their goals are, what goals they want to set, promote anything they want to promote, get anything off their chest they feel need to get off, whether it's bad feelings or just lack of commitment, just anything they might want to talk about. Literally. If they're happy to be where they are, perfect. We'll talk about that. How'd you get there? You know, like what's next? Like how are you gonna keep pushing? How are you gonna keep being the best you? Um if they're currently not in a great place, we'll talk about why. We'll talk about like what we can do to help them get them back on that path that was getting them to what they were accomplishing, to what they believed in, to what made them feel good. Um I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm like a therapist or a doctor or I know what's best for everybody. But what I feel is best for everybody is to have a person that believes in them, that wants them to do well, that wants them to feel well, and to have a space where they can talk about both what's going well and what's not, and to have a community and a crowd that's accepting of both of their failures and their successes, and that is invested in them and in each other, and we're all going to vibe together, and we're all going to grow together, and we're all gonna be the best us with each other's help. And if I never ask a single question and that person just talks and they feel good afterwards and I feel good afterwards and you feel good afterwards, then successful pod. It's like a live safe space, if you will. Maybe not live, but you get what I'm saying. Um, yeah, and we'll talk nerdy stuff. Don't get me wrong. We will talk nerdy to you. Because that's who we are. We're gonna be nerds, and if all we have to talk about and the only conversation that we can have is that's gonna make us happy for that day is how much we both love Dave the Diver. I'll talk to them for an hour about Dave the Diver. And if you listen and you felt like you had fun and you felt like you know this person and you feel like both you and this person had a better day because of it, and both you and this person know that I'm here for you, I care for you, I root for you, and you always have me if you need me. Successful podcast. And if 5 people listen to these and one of those people feels like I helped them grow or vibe or be happy with themselves or just forget about how they're not happy with themselves for 40 minutes or however long each episode ends up being, successful pod. I'm not looking to grow my status as a creator. I'm not looking to latch on anyone's success. I want people to come on here, vibe, and leave it feeling good. And even if it was just a distraction for a little bit, better than doom scrolling, right? Uh, Not to say you can't doom scroll and listen, because I do that with my books, but besides the point. Um, yeah, I have a list going from like likely to unlikely of people I'd love to have on here, people who I believe in, people I root for, um, people who might have stuff to get off their chests, and people who I just think have good stories for you guys. And I'm going to start asking them to do this. And I know this first episode is very sloppy and everywhere, and that's mostly because this show is going to be meant to be a conversation between me and someone else, and right now it's a conversation between me and myself. And if every conversation between me and myself was perfect and non-awkward and easy, and I wouldn't suffer from poor mental health. uh, I'm laughing, but seriously, we're all fighting a war in our own head. We're all arguing with ourselves, warring ourselves, and every so often, I'm going to welcome a friend on, hit record, and vibe. Talk to that person. Let them let them express themselves in any way that their heart and brain needs that day, and hope that them doing so helps relieve your brain and heart that day as well. um we're gonna talk nerdy, we're gonna talk serious, we're gonna get real, we might debate, I don't know. There's no plans, there's plans of people. Like I said, I'll have questions just in case, but it's basically gonna be, hey, thanks for coming on, I believe in you, I love you, what do you want to talk about today? Open forum. Uh, I really wanted to make this last probably as long as what an episode will last, but to be frank, it's not gonna. It's not gonna. I don't have a guest lineup. I do already have a guest. I don't know if they'll be the first guest, but I have talked to at least one person who's interested in doing this. Um, I hope I explained this well, and I hope it interests you, and I hope that at least somebody feels like their day was better because of it. And that's gonna be the goal. That every time I hit record, that me, my guest, and at least somebody in the world will feel a little bit better by the time it's done. And if you don't feel bad, then just I hope you vibed and you had a good time. And that's it. I'm gonna sign off. I don't have a sign off yet. This is the no rough draft prelude pod with no guest. I'll talk to you soon. And if you ever feel like you need help and you don't know who to talk to, my DMs are always open. I think they're open. And if they're not open, I'll open them. But seriously, reach out, whether it's to a family member, a friend, to me, to a professional, whatever you think you need. Never be afraid. Uh, Biggest war you ever fight with yourself. Let's win it. Let's all win our wars today. Have a good one.